Everything revolves around intentionality. And so my commitment was to Laura, to the kids. I'm going to be engaged. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be connected to them. And I find that was probably the best decision I ever made as a parent was, hey, I'm going to put them first and I'm going to intentionally stay involved. That didn't make me a perfect parent. It just made me a connected parent. And what I found was, again, that my kids forgave me easier because I was more connected than not knowing what to expect. So for that I was grateful. And I think that one of the things that I really appreciated about Dad, especially as I got older, was, hey, he was the one that said, I love you. He was the one that was gracious in the midst of my failings, even though he was passive. And so I said, hey, there's a redemptive thing, right? Because in every parent, there's a redemptive thing, because no parent wants to be a bad parent.
Right.
They're just wounded kids that grew up and had kids.
That's right.
And so I've been able to see both the redemptive side, and then we made very intentional commitments to not be passive. You've got to decide that God, as He reveals Himself, is the ultimate Father that we're all looking for. No matter how absent our Father was, God is present. But I've got to, in one way, acknowledge that, my need, forgive, and then find the Father. Even the best family situation is incomplete without God as your Father. So that is my admonition to everybody. There is no perfect parent. There is no perfect mentor. There's a perfect God. And I'm going to have to keep releasing and blessing people who have not met the expectations or needs in my heart so that I can get to the desire of God's heart for me.
Yeah. And so you said those three buckets. You said acknowledgement of pain.
Forgiveness,
it's not a one-time deal.
Releasing the individual and coming back to God, and then building up in the Word of God as God reveals Himself.
Right.
There's this interesting passage in Exodus where when Moses went up to the mountain and they came down, they built the golden calf. And most people don't recognize this little phrase. They made the golden calf in their image, or as they wanted God to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So many times we create who we want God to be, and when we find out that He is more than that, or not exactly what we wanted when we wanted it, we begin to discount God.
Right.
So by looking at who God says He is from Genesis to Revelations, I continually get renewed and refreshed in who He says He is, and that's really what you stand on.
Amen.